Crypto living. Let's do this, guys. Crypto news for today. I just want to get this over and done with. I'm working on this all day, guys, but I hope you like the new setup. Trying to make it look more professional and stuff like that. We want to become the greatest channel on YouTube for cryptocurrency. I know it's a lot to ask for, but you'd be surprised when you commit to something what you can do. So, guys, we want your input. Let us know what we can do to be better, and please start conversation down below. Talk to each other. This channel is for people of like minds to get together and create a community where we can help each other and succeed. We'll succeed a lot better together than we could ever do alone. And so we have here Arizona State University partners with Dash to fund research. So Dash is providing $350,000 for funding this program for blockchain courses at this university. Oh no, JP frickin' Morgan. Guys, you would not believe the balls on this guy. So JP Morgan boosts Jamie Dimon. The balls on this guy, Jamie Dimon. We've all at least seen him in the news at least once related to Bitcoin. But when you put the picture together, you can understand what he's doing, and everything he's saying has a purpose. And we'll look into this guy a little bit more tomorrow. We're going to start doing a Scam Sunday. So, we'll definitely include JP Morgan in our scammers tomorrow. Scamming the system. He has been for a long time. So, his income, his pay got raised. He got this huge raise. No one else at JP Morgan got a raise except Jamie Dimon. Coincidentally, the only one who keeps going on the news and media and talking bad about Bitcoin, trying to destroy the price, destroy the value. And so he now makes $29.5 million per year. That's a lot. He's the CEO of JP Morgan. But what is different from this year? He obviously is doing something that JP Morgan will pay a lot of money for. And he's obviously a corporate, brown noser. He's trying to suck up to, the higher ups, and he's trying to become, basically a good puppet. JP Morgan reportedly getting into Bitcoin futures trading, even though Dimon believes it to be a fraud. Some of the stuff we're going to share tomorrow and go a little bit more in depth on. And there's no coincidence that as he starts talking bad about Bitcoin, the price goes down. And as he starts talking good about Bitcoin, which he keeps going back and forth on, the price goes up. It also seems to be no coincidence that when a lot of short, so he's getting into these futures now, and when a lot of futures short bets are placed, which happened this recent month in futures trading, there's a lot of shorts and basically betting on the price to go down. That started happening, we saw just before Christmas and around Christmas time. Well, this is when the CME launched their futures, and a flood of shorts started coming in. Before this, they were not allowing short positions. Then they opened it up, and now, he's talking bad about it, the price goes down. He talks good about it, the price goes up. So these futures are going to expire, or they already have, or they're going to expire in like a week. Some of them, the first set already have expired. So we're going to see if the price starts to go up now, and see if Jamie Dimon talks good about it, because maybe he does the short, then he does the long, and he does the short, and then he does the long. Follows the volatility, follows the ups and downs. These guys know how to trade. They know how to insider trade, and they know how to take advantage of the systems. And I heard someone talk about when these futures are being launched, if someone like Jamie Dimon went up to his higher ups and said, it was about $10,000 per Bitcoin, or a little bit more. Said, I got an idea. We should, we could short Bitcoin, and then we could basically, drop the price of Bitcoin by placing all these short bets, then triggering other people to do shorts and to bet on the price going down because we're a big institution. We can also go on the media and talk about it however way we want it to be seen at that time, and a lot of people do follow this stuff, a lot of people that watch the news and the media, I've heard them, that they are skeptical about buying Bitcoin and doubtful because of purely Jamie Dimon and articles where he's been talking bad about it. But did you know that he's Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan are creating their own blockchain on the Ethereum blockchain? So we'll look into that a bit more tomorrow. 2 Bitcoin traders charged with fraud. U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission charges Bitcoin traders with fraud. And it's interesting to see, these powerful people, they like Jamie Dimon, right? And rich people, they never get, sent to jail. They always get a free pass, and it seems like, these smaller guys are always getting caught, and they can get away with murder. Same type of thing happens, with another name we're going to mention here in a little bit. South Korea officials caught trading on insider knowledge. So they knew these officials were regulating Bitcoin, and they traded on this knowledge. Same type of thing that was said to have happened in Coinbase. This is what insider trading is. It's when you are an insider at some sort of organization or financial institution that is privy to this type of knowledge and knows what would be going on where the public wouldn't. You taking advantage of your position of employment and trading off of that knowledge. This is insider trading. Insider trading is also when you try to manipulate the price, do pumps and dumps. So, some YouTubers have been accused of insider trading, or it becomes a problem when these YouTubers have big influence and a lot of followers, and we've seen some YouTubers like Data Dash, who just came out and said he accepted $300,000 by Substratum and feels bad about it, because the only problem here, it's okay as long as you say to your followers that you are being sponsored, that video, what you're saying in that video, you're saying it because you were paid to. And this is a new law that they've put in place, and I'm not sure if Data Dash did that, and that's probably why he feels bad. But karma catches up to you, because Data Dash lost access to that $300,000 in Substratum. Oh, here we have it. You guys probably hearing about this all week and seeing these, guys' faces. See, I try not to talk bad about anybody on this channel. I'll just give you the, the facts, the information, what's going on. And, not saying anybody did anything right or wrong, because you have to put yourself in their shoes. Would you do the same thing if you had the chance, right? So, y'all got any more of them Ponzi schemes? There's been lots of articles, lots of Reddit posts, lots of, media attention to these BitConnect YouTubers that, convinced a lot of people to invest in a Ponzi scheme, knowing it was a Ponzi scheme supposedly. Some of them have even said that, not feeling bad about it after the Ponzi scheme left with everyone's money. So here's a little section of an article talking about Trayvon James, and after this happened, how he feels, what he said on his channel. So you can read that a little bit. And then Crypto Nick, 18-year-old I believe the Crypto Nick gets a little bit more of a pass than Trayvon does for his age, and I I truly think that these guys have realized their position and realized, thought a lot about it and decided to take advantage of their positions and make a lot of money off of it. This is the stuff that goes through your head. A lot of people created YouTube channels just to pump things like BitConnect. And it's one of the reasons that I decided not to do that kind of thing on this channel, because there's so many out there and it can be so annoying. And I've heard, the way people see it and, the perceptions of, everyone else that's not in BitConnect. And ultimately, this is one of the excuses that they've closed down the Ponzi scheme, bad press, bad public opinion of the company, and then also those 2 cease and assist letters from 2 different states. These reasons are not sufficient. They have nothing to do with the fact that they can't keep going on. They used this, in my opinion, as an excuse. The price was crashing, and we all knew that, yeah, BitConnect takes some of the risk out until there's a crash. They give you guaranteed no losses and 1% per day on a good day, but if the price crashes, it all comes tumbling down, and many people warn about this. So now these YouTubers have looked for another Ponzi scheme to pump. Not saying Dogecoin is a Ponzi scheme, that's for you to decide, but and I've thought about testing out Dogecoin myself, just like I tested out BitConnect. But after you lost money on 2 of these lending platforms, one time you could say, okay, yeah, I made a mistake. That was one case, a very rare scenario where a platform took everyone's money. 2 times when it happens, like it has with me, thankfully I didn't put all my eggs in that basket, but a lot of people did, and a lot of people lost a lot of money in their mortgages. So this is a good time, a good lesson. Guys, don't feel bad if you lost money. It's a good lesson to learn, and this is how I looked at it when I lost my first $3,000. It really hurt, and it was a nice chunk of my portfolio at the time, but at least I was learning the lesson now before I had hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars that I could have invested, and ultimately, if you're getting greedy, this always leads to you losing your money. So it's part of the reason why I keep some cash and don't put everything in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, and part of the reason that I have money in some stocks and things that aren't as high gains as some cryptocurrencies, but not as risky. Also, I don't know if you heard this, I found it very interesting when I first saw it, and it's not just one case, there's multiple stories online and multiple instances where Roger Ver, was, after this whole Coinbase Bitcoin Cash thing, insider trading probe, Roger Ver came out and started denying that he had anything to do with it. He also said that he didn't think insider trading was a bad thing, that he thought it was okay. And you can make your own decision whether you think this is, admitting guilt, or this is, someone being guilty and having to deny because they feel bad and they feel guilty. This happens a lot. So just another interesting thing that, it's not new news, but something that didn't get really covered a lot and nobody really noticed about. And when I was saying we're going to mention a name about someone that gets away with, things that, like these 2 traders, insider trading, that got charged. If Roger Ver did the same thing, he would probably get away with it. And I don't know if it has to do with connections, with money, with, him being in the public eye and highly trusted, and, being a leader, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I did see a lot of, scary things and secrets on the internet when you look up Bitcoin Cash, and some of the insider knowledge that some people have exposed about what's going on. It's quite interesting. Sorry. Here we have okay, let me get this right. The super cool, awesome money coin, right? So super cool, awesome money is the name of the project. Its symbol is scam. Here, I'll show you the website. Guys, put a like if you like the new video outlay and style. I really worked hard on it. So here we go. This is not it, but we're over here. Sorry, this is not it. It's right here. So, this is the website, guys. This is a scam. This is an ICO. This is super cool, awesome money. This is a scam. So, people are obviously seeing that when you tell people it's a scam, they want to invest in it. Does this have anything to do with BitConnect? Because I think that after BitConnect closed, a lot of people saw opportunity in that, including myself. I'm not gonna lie. And if you're thinking certain things, or multiple other people thinking things, and there are people that are used to and have done this multiple times. And this is what I think we're going to start seeing is, certain people, companies, corporations that just create ICO after ICO after ICO. It's their business. It's their business model to just create ICOs. And once you're used to it, once you've done it a couple times, every idea you have, you can turn into an ICO. You can create a website, a white paper. You already have a team that, you can get to do these tasks for you, or you already know how to do them yourself. So the crowd sale begins on January 19th, and guys, they're already getting money. There's already been money sent to this Ethereum address. Not a lot, but they're already getting investments. I don't want to make this video too long, but it's so tempting to look into it, right? You guys, I'll throw all this info down below after the video. Because I'm sure you guys want to look into this. Why would someone create this? Is scam coin a scam? You're kidding, right? Obviously it's a freaking scam, and this is part of the marketing model. This is why they think it'll do so good, because it's a scam. And obviously BitConnect, the biggest scam, did very well, raised billions actually of dollars. So now we have this, and we'll see multiple other things, scams, ideas come out now that BitConnect has been shut down. I'd like to create something, but more of an opportunity for people to get their money back if they lost it in BitConnect. And I'd like to do a documentary focused on BitConnect and specifically cryptocurrency Ponzi schemes and stuff like that. Maybe cryptocurrency scams in general. And who knows, maybe I'll have to create a token to help fund that, maybe a crowdfunding campaign. It's going to have to, if it's going to succeed, it's going to have to be marketed and shared a lot. I don't have enough influence to really, spread something like this to the point where it would succeed. So I need either help or need some sort of initial investments to fund that marketing. So if anyone's interested, let me know. I'm working on this project with me. Okay. Damn. Damn. The Telegram scam. The Telegram scam. The Telegram scam. Damn. You guys heard about that damn Telegram scam? It's down there in the news feed down there. Guys, if I bore you, just check down that news feed and you'll see everything that's going on. Stay to the end of the video though, because we do have a contest opportunity we'd like to share with you. So yeah, that's a super cool, awesome money project. Now here is an article. CFTC files suits against crypto investment schemes for alleged fraud. And let's see here. The two main, there's mainly two ICOs projects that they're targeting here in this, investigation. And you don't need to worry about them. They're not big projects. You can look into this a little bit. I have all this, stuff shared on my Twitter. As well as we have another similar article here about another ICO that's being targeted. But first we have Venezuela blasts false white paper for oil-backed cryptocurrency. When I first saw this headline, it's a bit misleading. I thought it meant that Venezuela blasted out this fake false white paper for their project. And no, what it actually means is what it's saying and reporting on is that Venezuela has mentioned a scam, a fraudulent white paper circulating, and a fraudulent website possibly circulating for their idea, their oil-backed cryptocurrency. So be careful for that, because I personally, would want to invest in these types of currencies, because, if Bitcoins and all these altcoins was say, Bitcoin's the first generation cryptocurrency, and then there's second generation. There's now third generation cryptocurrencies coming out. This could be the fourth generation where countries start creating their own. And, if these other ones, the previous ones, fail because of government regulation and government sabotage, then these government cryptocurrencies would succeed. So I have thought about investing in this one and the Russian universal cryptocurrency, the one world currency that they are talking about creating. Venezuela government is pushing back against what it calls false information and connection with purported white paper tied to its planned oil-backed cryptocurrency. Kodak and Overstock coined the perfect partnership to take advantage of the cryptocurrency hype and trend. So I guess these guys have partnered now, and we've heard and relayed warnings to not invest in the Kodak ICO. They're a company that is going down. They're going under, and they're just trying to, not go down with a fight. They're trying to, one desperate last attempt to revive the company. And Overstock has currently been invested in by George Soros. He just gave a lot of money to Overstock for their blockchain development. So I wouldn't invest in either of those ones. Maybe Overstock, but definitely not Kodak. Massachusetts suing ICO organizers for alleged securities. We went over that. As feds prepare for shutdown, here's what it means for the IRS. So this headline caught my attention. Was the Fed shutting down? Something to look into a little bit more. I read a bit of the article. It didn't make much sense to me. All I really understood from it is that, the government, something has happened, something is not being renewed or might not be renewed, and the government, the feds, the Federal Reserve, I would assume, is planning to shut down just in case their new round of funding doesn't come, or there will be parts of the government that could shut down. So this is interesting, something to look into a little bit more. But definitely the tax sections of the government and the IRS will be still open, and this article shows you what will be closed and what will be open. So it's pretty interesting. You guys can search that or go on our Twitter to find this. India's government sends tax notices to cryptocurrency traders. So we did a tax video yesterday. I went to see a tax expert and relayed what he told me on yesterday's video. It is kind of long, the video, so I'll warn you now. It's about an hour long. But we did go over, everything that I've learned and understand to this date when it comes to cryptocurrency taxes. And I just went and spoke to an expert, so for the most part, it's not just speculation. I actually understand how to file taxes, at least here in Canada. So India's government, sending tax notices is pretty relevant, and it's coming up to tax season. And I mentioned on that video how, they're trying to make you believe there's a huge amount of effort into making you believe you have to pay taxes, and make you believe that they know who's trading currencies and who's not, right? But now, if you read this article, you can see exactly what the Indian government knows and how they know it. So different exchanges, they're getting lots of information and data about. And this is something that this tax expert mentioned to me. He said that if here it's the Canadian Revenue Agency, where it would be the IRS, but if they have information on you, they won't tell you. They won't tell you, how good their collection of data and information is, and how much they know that you have made. So it's up to you to claim that. And so we might see the same sort of letters, and they're trying to basically tell people that they know what money they have, what Bitcoin they have, and what wallets they're in. So at least they're looking into how to do that better. They have they know for the most part. I think some wallets are just where governments can't really track right now. They can if they use all the technology they have, including like NSA. They can basically tie your IP address to certain wallets that you've downloaded, and maybe track through backdoors and things what you have in that wallet. So I suggest just pay your taxes. Here in Canada, you pay capital gains tax on 50%. So that's what capital gains is here. You only have to pay taxes on 50% of your earnings. So and it's getting interesting because right now people, can they hold them in different exchanges in different countries to get those tax laws? And I don't think so. I think it's what country you cash out in. But there's a lot of people trying to figure out the best way to avoid taxes. Here's a Lamborghini Murcielago, and it's in a hotel parking lot, and on the side of it is a sign stating that they'll accept all these different cryptocurrencies for this Murcielago, but they'll only accept one. You can't mix it up in between different cryptocurrencies. So, this is the currencies that this person believes in, and they've obviously been pretty successful. They have this Murcielago. Maybe they got it from trading cryptos. Who knows? One of the cryptocurrencies in there is TRON, another one Ripple. So here is, holy shit, that's small. So I got this on my TV screen, and it's way across the other side of the room. But I did, just get a stand for my iPad. Hopefully I can read this stuff off my iPad if I can set that up. But this is, I don't know, guys, read it. What the heck does it say? Oh, okay. So this guy tweeted, he's getting excited about Bitcoin again. Just excited as he was back when Bitcoin, when you first heard about Bitcoin, because of Bitcoin's Lightning Network. So this is bringing hope back to Bitcoin, guys. And before, a lot of people were buying Bitcoin Cash because Bitcoin was not very useful as a payment method. So its long-term success was, doubtful, or people weren't too confident. Now, with the Lightning Network, people are going to be buying more Bitcoin and getting rid of their Bitcoin Cash because it makes Bitcoin useful again. And I honestly have been doing the same thing. Last night, I got rid of some more Bitcoin Cash, or at least put stop orders in because it's really, not worth a lot right now. So if it goes back up to being worth around $3,000, that's a good price for me to sell, or 0.2 Bitcoin. 0.2 Bitcoin would be, nice point to sell, or anything higher. I think, the ultimate goal was to make Bitcoin Cash 10% of Bitcoin's value, but it has risen a little bit higher. And I think at one point it will be worth less than 10% again, so less than 0.1 Bitcoin. Once people start using the Lightning Network again, or Lightning Network that is being tested and launched. It just takes a little bit more skill to use it right now. It is out there, but you have to use certain tools and technology to be able to send Lightning payments. Pretty soon, hopefully, it will be in the background with every Bitcoin transaction. So Justin Sun had a tweet. And guys, I'm going to go into TRON a little bit here now. And Justin Sun tweeted about TRON puppies, TRON dogs. We did a video on this channel about TRON dogs. There's also, CryptoPunks, where they're putting artwork to tokens and on the Ethereum blockchain, as well as World of Ether, which is actually probably the best one I've seen yet. And so TRON dogs, we did a little bit of research into it. Not much, because it hasn't really been launched yet, but it is going to be launched on January 22nd. And, this is how Justin Sun does a lot of things. He'll usually announce things before he's really supposed to, or, here's the TRON dogs, what they're going to look like. So I said if I could find a TRON dog that looked exactly like my dog, I'd buy it. The one there with the $ looks closest. But, dogs, they're trying to create dogs for every person. They almost have as cute, and glossy eyes as CryptoKitties, but not quite. They are cute, though, and I could see these being, different people liking these different ones. And really, they're trying to make them, they're probably thinking of every different type of person and making a dog for that type of person or that personality. So more on TRON here. So this is a Reddit post, because this is something people have been, asking around on YouTube and in comment sections on TRON videos that I've seen. Isn't TRON in China? Don't they have a cryptocurrency ban in China right now? Is TRON, going to wait till that ban is lifted? And this Reddit post talks about that and addresses that issue. So basically it's saying that your TRON coins are safe, and that TRON has made, I don't want to say it the wrong way, but I'll read just the end of the article here. The law firm Zhongloon, that TRON recently retained, is a supporting unit in the drafting of the Chinese 2017 ICO regulation. So their lawyers work with the regulators. They're part of the regulators. They write the laws, some of the laws, some of the drafts of the laws. Founded in 1993, so they're very, experienced, their law firm. Zhongloon was among the first law firms approved by China's Ministry of Justice. So you're pretty safe with this law firm backing TRON. And, so this is, some good news for TRON. Now let's see some bad news, because TRON's price did have a little bit of a drop recently after they had a nice spike. So these are some reasons that it might have spiked. and we'll share with you some reasons it may have dropped. There's a lot of drama and a lot of people talking badly about Tron. It's either you're with it or you're against it. It's a very polarities. There's two polarities and not much gray area in between. So everything that's wrong, this is an article I saw about a week ago. Everything that's wrong with cryptocurrency startups, Tron's marketing techniques, tactics, basically, or what they're saying is wrong with cryptocurrencies. And that being, how Tron, the CEO, will just announcing on things on his Twitter. He'll do non-professional live streams where he'll make announcements. And some people are, not liking this style, but I mentioned this already and I said, why should you have to follow these limitations and guidelines? Why stay in the box? You can ultimately be as creative as you want if it's your own company. So, this is a tweet on one of these articles. Someone saying, half my confidence in Tron as a project is plummeting, and this is not uncommon. A lot of people have the same feelings. Plagiarism is in rife in China, and the Tron team isn't doing much to help this perception. I saw, you can go to Justin Sun's Twitter and you'll have a little bit, you'll have a bit of the better side. He tries to talk up Tron, and one thing he said is that they have meetings daily and they go over 10 different possible partnerships per day. So they have been doing partnerships, so got to give them credit there. But what he's saying the reasons are the white paper plagiarism and accusations, possible GPL violations in the source code. So basically they took the source code from Ethereum, which is fine, right? Here's someone put a little bit of a picture together of the white paper and which parts were copied and plagiarized, and this is not the whole white paper. These are very small parts in the white paper. So I don't think the whole thing was plagiarized, but parts of it seem plagiarized. Sorry. And the reason for this, and we'll probably mention Tron tomorrow. Actually, no, we're not. The reason I left some things out is because I'm going to go over Tron here. So some of the articles, here I'm going to just read some of this for you. So Tron said that they're proud to announce the partnership with Baofeng Group. You probably remember that announcement, aka Chinese Netflix. And people are, disappointed because of this comparison. Baofeng is not like Netflix. They do gaming, so they don't produce their own content either. So this is kind of a false marketing in a sense. And this is what the person's talking about with the marketing and what's wrong with cryptocurrencies. It's not the first time a company or project has done this. Blown up news, blown it out of proportion to try to make the value of the coin go up. This could be insider trading as well. This is insider trading in a way, in my opinion. So though Tron by no means is the only crypto startup to miscommunicate a partnership, what made this blunder particularly embarrassing is that the company was already dealing with heated backlash for purportedly plagiarizing its white paper from competitor Filecoin. Filecoin was one of the most successful ICOs. This is the kind of thing that you guys got to know about. You guys got to, do this research, or have someone that you watch that does this research, digs deep, and sees what actually is going on. So I hope you find value in this. So basically they're saying that, it wasn't, their white paper wasn't plagiarized. They're saying that it was a miscommunication in translation from Chinese to English. So some people Charlie Lee, this is what Charlie Lee said about Tron. So I got a lot of hate for my Tron retweet, and he gets a lot of hate, and this is why he had to sell his Litecoin, because he was getting too much hate about holding a coin that he was talking about. And as you get bigger, the haters grow, right? You're more successful, you have more influence, more power, more money, you're going to have more haters. Ultimately, the hate is attention, just like, with Trayvon James. I feel like that he's getting too much attention right now. I feel like he's kind of a celebrity. We're making him famous even more now that we're talking about him, and fraud, being this fraudulent person. I think we're giving him exposure that he doesn't really deserve. So that's just my side note. So Charlie Lee said here, I got a lot of hate for my Tron retweet. Shows that there are a lot of Tron bag holders. If you really believe in the project, some FUD is only a speed bump. When you're a top 10 coin, you need to be able to survive some FUD. And that's about all I want to say about this. People say they don't really have a prototype, although they have partnerships and they have Tron dogs now, so there is a purpose for Tron. It is used for something. It's used to buy these dogs now. So, a lot of these, and I like the way Charlie Lee said that it's just a bump in the road. If, it's a top 10 coin, you have to be able to get over this type of FUD. It's just like with Bitcoin, all this FUD. We got over it, a lot of the stuff when there was regulations going on, when New York passed these laws and stuff like that, where, you couldn't have a Bitcoin company in New York. We got over this. It actually a lot of times makes the price go up because, like I said, any attention is good attention. So YouTube, guys, we're almost done this video, and I want to mention YouTube because it's important to this channel and other YouTubers that are trying to start a channel or cryptocurrency channel. YouTube just changed its algorithm. They changed the way that they do things. They also bumped up the, what you have to reach to get verified. So this channel finally, after a long couple months, we finally got to the threshold that we need to get to monetize our content. So we were doing this for free for so long, guys, and thankfully I'm passionate about it, right? And that's why you ultimately have to choose something you're passionate about, because when you're not making money, you need to still have reasons to do it and still be motivated to do it, because there will be times you might not make money or you might lose money, but if you stick through it and you do it for a long time and you show people that you're reliable, you will eventually create value. And especially when you're creating your own business, it's the start is really rough, right? Creating your own project, it's that start, before you gain momentum. So what they changed, they actually made it, it's already, the algorithms are already promoting people that are bigger more, right? So the more your recommended videos in the side there get clicked, the more they're going to recommend them. The more people comment, like or dislike, it doesn't matter if it's a like or a dislike, because it just means engagement. They want engagement. So the more people comment, the more people like or dislike. SEO matters, so sharing on different types of platforms. This type of stuff is what you're going to have to start doing more to get your videos seen. So this is already, some stuff that was in there. Now you have to reach more watch time. That's basically the main thing. You have to have a lot more watch time. It's not about views anymore. It's about how long people stay on your videos. So before, the problem, so this is a solution to a problem. The problem being all the bots out there that can just take someone else's content, re-upload it, and they're so fast, bots, algorithms can be so much quicker than humans that it kind of pushes, it makes it harder for small channels to grow. It also at one point there was, reaction videos. Before reaction videos, there was, supposedly these girls that would, take very popular videos, upload them, and just put in front of it with all the same, description, titles, everything, to play off those big videos. Humans like to, if something's already successful, we'll try that. We won't go digging gold in a new spot. And guys, a lot of what I'm saying, I did hear from a YouTuber. So some of these things I'm saying sound similar. Can't remember his name, or I'd throw a shout out to him. But anyways, so these girls were doing this, and what it was doing was making people that search for these videos, the people that actually made these videos, not be able to find them. They would only see these girls' versions of the videos, or people that do reaction videos of these popular videos, and then bots that would re-upload these popular videos. Some channels are just copies of other channels. You might say fan group or something, and then re-upload all of their videos if they're popular, successful, and profitable videos. So this is what the solution is trying to fix. So now you have to have, you can't be clickbait. They're trying to get rid of these clickbait titles as well. So now you actually have to stay on the video, watch it for the whole thing, and that's how you get bumped up on the algorithm. Also, monetized videos get bumped up before unmonetized videos. So people will see monetized videos recommended before, unmonetized videos, because YouTube wants money, right? So that's the change, and this is why we're going to try to make shorter videos, try to split our videos up, only have one topic. So videos like this we'll probably do once a week, but then throughout the week we're going to do shorter videos. So this is, usually how we probably do our news review of the week and what happened in cryptocurrency weekly. Usually we'll do this on Friday at this point, and we'll also do a giveaway every Friday. But we're doing this, on Saturday because we didn't get a chance to do an in-depth news video yesterday because we did our tax video. Okay, that's YouTube. The crypto cruise. The crypto cruise. So yeah, what I was saying with YouTube. So now we finally reached that threshold of 10,000 views. Now we're at like 12,000, and now that we finished that, now it just gave us a new, where you normally see that monetization, or where you find your verification status. Now there's a new section there in YouTube where it says you have to reach like 40,000 minutes or something. I don't know if that's the right number, but you have to reach so many minutes of watch time on your channel now. So it's like you have had a month to do it, 30 days, and I think I'm talking about this like a couple weeks after it happened. So we're not going to meet that in a month. So I'm asking you guys to share this video, to try to watch the videos if you can. If you want this channel to succeed and to be able to put money into, doing interviews, going and traveling, and reporting on stuff, which I would love to do for you guys, but I can't, if it's not profitable, I can't put money into it. It just doesn't make sense, right? I am putting a little bit of money into it, but I can't lose, a big chunk of my savings, because but if this channel becomes profitable, and I'm not going to do it through pumping or dumping or Ponzi schemes, I'm going to do it through people trusting in us and people finding value in our content and useful content, like that 10 security tips video we did. You can find it on our channel. I want to do more videos like that. And news videos, you can't get hated on for just reporting the news. So part of the reason we haven't done a lot of coin reviews is because everyone likes different coins, and there's a lot of coins out there that are not worth our time to look into. So what a lot of people do is they'll only talk about the coins that they hold. And this is it seems weird to be doing this because it almost seems selfish, but I might only talk about a coin when I want to buy it or after I have bought it, not to make the value go up, but because I'm sharing with you what I find valuable or what other people find valuable. If other people are talking about the coins too a lot, I'll do a review too, even if I don't have it. So there was this crypto cruise going on, right? I think it already happened last week. It either happened last week or it's going to happen on Monday. It was either last Monday or this Monday. And I'll look into it a little bit here. So Bloomberg had an article about the crypto cruise. Basically, obviously, you can see in the artwork there, John McAfee, right? If you recognize anyone else, I'm not going to say I recognize anybody else in there. If you do, throw it down below who you recognize in there. But Bloomberg's headline is, as Bitcoin sinks, crypto bros party hard on blockchain cruise. And so, when 600 cryptocurrency enthusiasts set sail from Singapore on Monday night for their second annual blockchain cruise, the price of Bitcoin was hovering comfortably around 13,500. By the time their 1,020-foot long ship pulled into Thailand on Wednesday for an afternoon bottomless drinks and crypto-focused talks on a sun-soaked private beach, Bitcoin had cratered to 10,000. And this always sucks, guys, when you're getting together with people, to talk about cryptocurrency or, events going on, and then Bitcoin plummets or, plunges, but, it's part of it. And a lot of people are getting, a thick skin and immune to these crashes, and that's good. I'm immune to them at this point. I don't really think about them. I don't go rushing to my, exchanges anymore to do trades. And I'm trying to limit my trading. I'm trying to slow down my trading. And I've heard one tip is if you cash out on a good coin and you profited good, don't be in a rush to buy another coin with those profits. Wait and let the coins come to you. So basically, if a coin's really good, you'll hear about it. You'll hear about it multiple times, and you'll have a fear of missing out, or an intuition, or just this feeling that you should buy it. And ultimately, good coins should come to you, right? Yes and no, but that's one person's tip. And I'm trying to do a lot of similar things, not going on exchanges just to check my things out and then just doing trading just to trade, right? I'm trying to only go into exchanges when I have a purpose to go in there, so that I'm not just trading, because fees can add up, and you can sell at loss, and our human mind likes to see even numbers, and we'll always want to be moving currencies back and forth from one to another when we don't really need to. And this is how people don't make as much money as they could, because they end up selling as soon as the coin goes up a little bit. It might double, and then it goes up another 10 times. So one of my suggestions. So yeah, you can read this little paragraph there. It's too small for me to see